So I've been thinking about my videos and I realized I need a better way to make my videos more homey for you guys, to truly capture the ambience of my room. So I came up with a solution. It's a fireplace. This is as good as you can get when you're in college and you're balling on a budget. But guess what? You guys didn't come here for that fire. You came here for the fire on this list. So today we're going over the top 7 most complimented fragrances in my experience. If you thought I was kidding about leaving this in the video, you're wrong. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Danny, and welcome to That Makes Sense, where we're giving you the most down-to-earth, no-nonsense reviews on the best men's fragrances out there. Today we're talking about my top 7 most complimented fragrances, at least from 2019 to 2020. Maybe like from November on to about now. I don't wear fragrances to receive compliments. I wear fragrances because I really appreciate the art behind perfumery. I like smelling things. I like sort of going on that experience. It really calms my mind. But I know a lot of you guys out there just want something to grab to smell good. And well, this is what has garnered me compliments on my list. I also have a few stories to tell just because you don't always get compliments in the most normal ways. Sometimes it can be a little bit weird, sometimes awkward, but my advice to you is to just say thank you when someone compliments you. Just say thanks. If they ask what it is, tell them what it is. You know, maybe if you want to use that fragrance to propel into a conversation, go ahead, do what you want, your call. Starting off in the number 7 spot, we have Oud for Greatness by Initio. Now this is actually probably my favorite current fragrance, and I've gotten some compliments while wearing this. The saffron, the oud, the fucking woods, just, oh my gosh, this is so good. I love this fragrance so much, it's so good. So while I've received compliments for this, I've also received some negative interactions, so we're gonna go into that. So I've worn this and I had 2 people both say, oh, Danny's here, when I walked up to the table. And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, we could smell your fragrance from a mile away. And I was like, what the fuck? I did 3 sprays. 3 fucking sprays was too much. They're like, how about just 1 spray? And I was like, motherfucker, this is my favorite shit. Fuck! Either way, that's just my warning to you guys, don't overspray with this. However, there is a good story with this one. I was meeting some friends at a library, and there was this one girl, I think I met her once or twice. We were texting afterwards, and she said, oh, were you the guy that smelled really good at the library? I didn't want to say anything because I thought it might be awkward, but somebody smelled really good. And I'm like, yeah, that was me. That was definitely me because this is my shit. I love this. Saffron, nutmeg, oud wood. It's Oud for Greatness, the Black Gold Project. This shit is fire, okay? Next one. Because I have to put it on the list. Aqua Geo Profile by Giorgio Armani in the number 6 spot. What can I say about this one that I haven't already said? It's masculine, it's woody, it has that incense in it that is added from the original Aqua Geo. And it just has this sort of smoky, mature, super fucking manly, masculine facet about this. This shit is man in a bottle. Without being offensive, because people get offended by shit. People in Florida can be wimpy when it comes to fragrances, but this shit is manly and you're not gonna offend anybody with this. I really don't think you can overspray with this either. I mean, maybe you could, but I've gotten compliments with this. It works. It's mass appealing. I don't love it, but it's pretty good. It performs really well too, which is always a bonus. Like I said in the Summer Scents video, this performs pretty well. It's good. People like it. It works. What can I say? Next one. In the number 5 spot, we have La Nuit de l'Homme by the House of Yves Saint Laurent. I love this shit. One really weird thing about this fragrance for me is I have only associated it with bad memories. Got my wisdom teeth out. What did I wear? I wore this fragrance. I'm in a bad mood, I wear this fragrance. Fuck, I was gonna meet a friend at Chipotle and they fucking bounced on me. They didn't show up. What was I wearing? This shit. But man, this shit is good. I really like this. So this is actually also very affordable. La Nuit de l'Homme, the Night of the Man. Dude. And this has gotten me lots of compliments when I've worn it. One of my friends who actually said that the oud fragrance was too strong went and told me the next day when I wore this, oh, your cologne actually smells good. This is what you should wear. You should wear this many sprays and don't overdo it like you did last time. I'm like, thanks for the reminder. If you're watching, you know I'm just playing. Pretty much everybody likes this one. I used to think this one was a little bit feminine at first, but time has shown that girls really like this stuff. Maybe that's why. But none of them found it to be feminine. They all liked it though. So it's mass appealing. And don't worry about that batch variation with this. Don't worry about batch variation with this. Yeah, the longevity isn't that great, but it's really worth it anyway because this does magic. Next fragrance. In the number 4 spot, we have Leighton Exclusive. Now, I'm sure you could also say Leighton as well, but in my case, it's Leighton Exclusive because this is the one I have. My dad has the other Leighton. Time for another story. We were actually at one of my close friends' weddings. Shout out to Courtney and Justin if you're watching. We were at the wedding and my dad had borrowed this fragrance just because he wanted to wear it to the wedding. It's super clean, it's super beautiful. Actually, it's not clean, it has civet in it. Civet is super animalic. Disregard that. It's super rich, it's super full, and it's just gorgeous, right? I really love this fragrance. And so, we were all watching Courtney and Justin arrive, and this woman who's standing behind my dad says, "Oh, somebody smells really good," and I mean really good. "What is that?" And my dad turns around, he's like, "It's Leighton Exclusive. Dan, why don't you tell her what it is?" And I'm like, "It's Leighton Exclusive, you mother. Wearing my fragrance, getting compliments with this shit, because it's fire. This is really good. It's a really good fragrance." The same woman kept talking about it. She kept saying, "Man, that's really good. Oh my gosh, it's really good. What's the name of that? I might get that for so-and-so as a Christmas present." Her husband was there. "It's Leighton Exclusive by Parfum de Marly, and it is fire." I love this more than the original Leighton, and I will do a video on that later. But this is so good. Next one. In the number 3 spot, we have Dior Fahrenheit. Yes, this one. This is actually really old fragrance, and it has stood the test of time. This shit is really nice. So everybody talks about the petrol note, saying it smells like gas. I don't really think it smells like gas. When I first smelled this, and I was drawing fragrance comparisons in my mind, I thought of ombre leather and Tuscan leather by Tom Ford. Now, is it really that similar to those? No, but it has a leather facet in the base, and that leather is really quite strong. Then you have the violet leaf on top. The violet leaf mixes with the leather, and it sort of produces this petroleum gassy sort of note, which doesn't sound good, but it's really good. Super, super masculine. I've gotten a ton of compliments while wearing this, and I mean a ton. Like every time I wore this, I would get a compliment because it's good and it projects and it lasts. And it's not super expensive. It's still designer and it's still affordable. It's Baby Yoda. If Baby Yoda likes this shit, you should too. Next one. You guys should all be expecting this one. It's the king, Aventis. Is it overhyped? Yes. Is it really expensive? Yes. Does it work every fucking time? Yeah, it does. And it's really good. It is really good, but damn it, people, there's so many other fragrances. But story time. I was at the dentist, and this was kind of a bullshit story for me. So I was at the dentist. It was a dentist I'd never been to before. Dental assistant's cleaning my teeth, and she says, "Hey, did Dr. So-and-so say if you have any cavities?" I was like, no. Does it look like I have cavities? And she says, "Yeah, it does, right here and here." And I'm like, motherfucker. Anyway, she goes on cleaning my teeth, and then a little bit later on, she says, "Are you wearing a cologne?" And I'm like, yeah. She's like, "That smells really good. It's like faint, but really pungent at the same time. What is that?" And I'm like, "It's Creed Aventis." And she's like, "How do you spell that?" I'm like, Aventus. And then she fucking Googles Creed Aventis on the computer while I am there. This shit works. Was it awkward as hell? Yes. It was really weird because I'm sitting there getting my teeth cleaned and she's talking about Creed Aventis, how it's really, really good. Oh, thank you. And how it's faint, but it's pungent, but it's also citrusy. And I'm like, yeah, it's good. It works. What can I say, man? This gets lots of compliments. It always has. It probably always will. I don't think that this DNA will ever become uncool. It will become overdone because everybody keeps buying clones of it. So, yeah, next one. Bet you guys didn't see this one coming. In the number 1 spot, we have Dior Homme Intense. My favorite designer fragrance. I love this shit. Dark, chocolatey iris, that cocoa powder note with then like the iris that gives it that makeup bag sort of feel with woods in the background. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is my favorite designer fragrance. It is. I want to get a backup bottle. It's so good. So good for fall and winter. It does magic in the winter as well. Mainly better for fall, but also in the winter. I'm telling you guys these stories, but I promise I've gotten more than one compliment on these fragrances with each story. These just happen to be funny occasions that worked where I happen to get compliments, sort of. So, yeah. Story time. I was actually going to Chili's to meet a bunch of friends who I hadn't talked to or seen in a really long time. So I was going and meeting some buddies. I was the first one there. Everyone was too scared to get out of their car, so I had to go get a table or something. Weird. Anyway, so I'm talking to the hostess, and I'm saying, yeah, there's gonna be about 7 or 8 people, and she didn't seem to get the memo. She was confused. She asked me, is it 7 people or is it 8 people? I'm like, does it fucking matter, right? Just go get a table, you know? I'm not really sure. We're not sure because not everybody's answered yet, but I'm the first one here, you know, can we get a table? And she just seemed really confused. She was really awkwarded out by it. And I was kind of like, what's the deal, you know? So eventually the manager's like, okay, I'll take over. Manager comes and brings us over to a table. Brings me over to the table because I'm the only one. My friends show up. Later on, the manager walks back with a little receipt, right? And he says, hey, the hostess thinks that you're really cute and she wants you to give her a call. And it had her number on it. And immediately, all my friends who I haven't seen in such a long time look at me, and half of them are cracking up. The other half of them are like, damn, this kid's a badass. Some people who I hadn't met before. This was an awesome moment because I'm looking like a total badass because I just scored this chick's number who I don't know, I didn't really do anything. And what do I attribute my success? Obviously, my good-looking features. I am such an arrogant prick. And then Dior Homme Intense. I mean, I smelled great. I did probably 4 or 5 sprays that night. I'm telling you, women's sense of smell is better than men's. Women pay attention to these things. If you're taking care of yourself and you're dressing well, you have good hygiene, and you're confident and you smell good, dude, game over. You win. So this is my most complimented fragrance. I have tons of other scenarios where I have gotten compliments as well, but getting that girl's number when I really didn't even do anything, dude, Dior Homme Intense, my favorite designer fragrance. That wraps up our list for the top 7 most complimented fragrances in my experience. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave down comments. What are your most complimented fragrances? What's working for you? Do you like getting compliments? I would fucking hope so, because if not, I don't know. Maybe you should wear Secretions Magnifique. That's a video for another day. Another PSA, I'm actually starting a new series on this channel inspired by Big Beard Business and Chaos Fragrance and a lot of other fragrance YouTubers. They do weekly rotations of what fragrance they wore, and I want to step that up just another notch because I need to bring my fashion game up. Since I'm not the most fashionable guy and I do enjoy fashion and I want to get into it, we're going to be doing sort of outfit rotations in a way. So it's going to be what fragrance did I wear, and more importantly, how can you dress up a fragrance? If you're dressing well, you need to wear something that is classy to match. It goes the other way too. If you're not wearing a classy outfit, some fragrances will end up wearing you. You need to wear some more professional business attire if you're going to wear stuff like Oud Satin Mood, or maybe some Tom Fords, or some fragrances like that. So we're going to explore that. This is going to be a journey for both of us. I'd love it if you guys left some comments down below if that sounds like something you'd be interested in. Anyway, my name is Danny, and this has been That Makes Sense. I hope that all of that did make sense. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hopefully you got something out of it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.